Are you an entrepreneur? Do you have an entrepreneur's mindset? How can we define that? Look at this graph. Up the side, we have drive. That means determination, ambition, resilience, drive. Along the bottom, we have freedom. That means freedom of life, freedom of choice, financial freedom, freedom of time. Now, box A means you have a high level of drive, but you're not particularly driven by freedom. If this is you, then you are likely to have a successful career in corporate life or public sector where you'll do really well, you will have a high level of responsibility, you'll make a good living, you'll be respectable. Box B means you have a low level of drive and a low appetite for freedom. You're not ambitious and you'll be well suited to a career with a low level of responsibility and an average wage. Box D means that you have a high desire for freedom but a low level of drive. You have two options in box D. Option one is that you can accept a life of disappointment because you are very unlikely to ever achieve the level of freedom that you desire without a drive to go with it. Option two is you can win the lottery and marry someone rich. Box C is for people with a high level of drive and a high appetite for freedom. Freedom to do what they want, financial freedom, freedom of choice, underpinned with a drive and resilience to make it happen and go and get it. All the entrepreneurs I've ever met are in box C. I'd like to consider myself a box C person. My team and I have been making these videos for a couple of months now, and it's got us thinking and got me thinking a lot about the type of content that we want to make. What type of content would I have wanted at different points in my career? What would have helped me make better decisions and work things out as I went? I never knew what I wanted to do with my career, my life, my professional life. I wasn't one of these people who knew I wanted to be this, that, or the other. I knew I was creative, I liked coming up with ideas, and I didn't like being told what to do. So that kind of left to a situation where when I went and got jobs in other people's businesses, I didn't particularly like it. I felt that I was a little bit out of place and a little bit different to some other people. But I didn't really know what that meant. Was I poorly suited to a job? Was I supposed to do my own thing? Was I an entrepreneur? What even is an entrepreneur? What does any of that mean? So today I want to explore the word entrepreneur. What does that mean? Who are, who aren't? Do you grow them? Are you born? Can you make them? What is an entrepreneur? You hear terms now like intrapreneur, creatorpreneur, solopreneur, or entrepreneur. Lots and lots of different preneurs. For the purposes of today, I want to talk about a preneur as being anybody who actually runs a business, whether that's a large multinational corporate or a small corner shop, a managing director, an owner, an employed CEO, anyone who is running a business as their day-to-day job, their day-to-day life, is an entrepreneur. But the mindset of an entrepreneur, the type of person, those that are and those that aren't, that's something different. That's something slightly more profound. There are people inside businesses, people trapped in jobs, people doing things that they shouldn't be doing, who do have the mindset of an entrepreneur. That's something we're going to explore. I see differences in different types of people. I speak to different people, and how they speak about their careers and their jobs varies wildly from one person to the next. The small stuff, like some people I hear talk about how they're really lucky they've been able to blag an extra day off, or they've managed to get out of work early on some technicality, maybe a medical thing or something, or they talk about how frustrated they are with their job or with their boss, or they're upset because their boss did this, that, or the other. Then there's bigger stuff, like I come across people who hate their jobs, like really hate them, passionately hate them. They have to drag themselves out of bed to go to a job that they loathe, usually arriving late. They spend all of their time just doing the bare minimum job that they possibly can, leaving bang on time, making sure that they get home, not trying to think about it, in fact actively trying not to think about their job until they have to go back, and living for the weekend or for the next holiday that they've got, whatever it might be. These people really strongly, passionately do not enjoy their jobs or their working days, but they also don't do anything about it. They complain, but they don't take action, and sometimes even other opportunities come up, and I've had conversations with people who hate their job, but they're very quick to dismiss other options and other things that they could do, and instead kind of go straight back to the job that they clearly loathe. This is very much a employee mindset. Do the bare minimum, exchange my time for money, I don't care, I'm not passionate, I'm not going to put much effort in, but I'm also not going to do anything about it. I'm just going to tick along and pick up a paycheck. And I've got to be clear, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Not everyone in the world wants to run their own business or do something, build something, do something creative. Some people just want to pick up a paycheck, pay the bills, and have a quiet, straightforward life. Or some of those people are really passionate in other areas and they do other things with lots of passion and energy, and they love other aspects of their life. Not everyone is a career person, and that's absolutely fine. But that's very much an employee mindset that I was talking about there. On the other hand, I know people who run their own businesses. I've got friends who run big businesses. I've got friends who run startups, friends who are very, very successful. I've even got a friend who's a billionaire. These people are very, very different in their mindset. I think that there are some common traits that cover the majority of entrepreneurial people I know. The first thing that I would say about this is, if you're watching this and you're thinking, am I an entrepreneur? The chances are you already are an entrepreneur. You have that mindset. You wouldn't really be asking this question if you didn't already know the answer, but you're looking for some sort of answer that doesn't really exist. But there are some things I think that are typical in entrepreneurs that kind of unify us as a type of mindset, a type of person. I think the first thing is that there are some things you don't like. You don't like being told what to do. You don't like having a boss. You don't like asking for permission in anything, really. You might even feel like you shouldn't have to ask for permission. You might even have some arrogance about that. You do like controlling your own time. You do like having freedom to come and go as you choose and do whatever it is that you want to do. You're probably your own biggest critic. You may well be frustrated with where you are, even when things are going well. You're never likely to hear feedback from somebody that doesn't cut deeper than your own thinking of your own performance, and your own drive and determination to succeed is the North Star that moves you forward and pushes you towards the next success, the next goal, the next target. On the flip side of that, you'll probably rarely feel content. By the time you arrive at a target that you've set yourself, you're already looking ahead to the next one, and you might not kind of feel settled for very long. You may very well find people inspiring, people's stories, journeys, businesses that have done well, people in other walks of life who have achieved something significant. You will be drawn to those stories. You will feel something when you hear them, when you watch them, when you read them. You might be guilty of having a bit of an ego, having a bit of a chip on your shoulder about things. There might be something in that area that is just a common thing in entrepreneurs. Lots and lots of people that I've met who are entrepreneurial, who go on to achieve great success, have got an ego. You'll fancy yourself as someone who doesn't quit, or certainly doesn't quit easily. You'll think of yourself as determined, as a non-quitter, as a winner. And you'll likely have ambitions and dreams that make other people feel uncomfortable. If you talk about some of those ambitions and dreams to people with that employee mindset that we spoke about at the start, then they might give you a bit of a funny look. They might think that what you're saying is beyond your station. You might be overly ambitious, and words like that might kind of get thrown around. Like I say, if you think you're an entrepreneur, then you probably are. If you're not sure, then have a go. Get out there, give it a shot. You have to be resilient. You have to just keep going, see what happens, see how far you can get. Look back at the graph. A, B, C, D. If you're in box C, you desire freedom. The things that you're passionate about, the things that you dream about, the things that you want to do, a freedom of time, freedom of money, freedom of anything really. And you've got the drive, you're an entrepreneur. Good luck. Thanks for watching. See you next time.